Gospel legend Tamela Mann is currently facing the toughest battle of her life. And while her supporters lift her up in prayer for a full recovery, startling whispers have begun to surface involving her husband, David Mann. Why was he spotted? Weaving an exclusive gathering with none other than celebrity OB/GYN Dr. Jackie Walters? Was this merely a casual run-in, or is there something more secretive happening behind closed doors? Stick around, because what's really unfolding behind this story could completely shake up everything we thought we knew about gospel's most admired couple. Tamela and David Mann have long held their place as gospel music's cherished power duo. From soul-stirring performances to deeply personal interviews, they've consistently shown a united, joyful, and unbreakable front. But behind that polished exterior, a quiet storm seems to be forming. In this video, we're taking a deeper look at the truth beneath the surface. We'll break down Tamela Mann's ongoing health struggle that has fans coming together in prayer, and examine the swirling rumors surrounding David Mann and his surprising connection to Dr. Jackie Walters. Yes, the very same Dr. Jackie from the hit reality series Married to Medicine. Could this all be rooted in a simple medical matter, or is there a more complicated truth that's being kept under wraps? What insiders are beginning to share might leave you stunned, and it's not just David who's caught in the spotlight. This entire story raises much broader questions about faith, loyalty, and the cost of living in the public eye within gospel circles. Be sure to stay tuned until the very end, because we've uncovered exclusive details and first-hand accounts that have yet to reach mainstream attention, and what we found could completely change how this situation is viewed. So let's begin by laying out the facts, starting with Tamela Mann's serious medical condition that started this entire chain reaction. Behind every powerhouse gospel voice lies a very real personal struggle. And for Tamela Mann, that struggle is now front and center. Known for her soul-bearing gospel anthems like Take Me to the King and God Provides, Tamela's music has always drawn from a well of deep personal truth. But even her most loyal supporters had no idea just how much she was quietly carrying behind the scenes. Throughout the past year, Tamela's public appearances have significantly dwindled. Attentive fans picked up on her absence from major gospel events, her reduced social media activity, and a noticeable drop in her usual on-stage vitality. Whispers emerged. Was she burnt out, exhausted, or just taking some personal time? But the truth goes even deeper. In a quiet, off-the-record update shared by close family members, it was revealed that Tamela is currently receiving treatment for a serious and private health condition. Though no official diagnosis has been released publicly, those close to her have confirmed that she's been facing severe medical challenges, ones that demand both physical rehabilitation and strong emotional support. Close family friends reveal that Tamela has been moving in and out of medical facilities, constantly surrounded by her children and her longtime husband, David Mann. But this is where the situation starts to grow more complex. According to those close to the couple, Tamela chose not to disclose her illness to the public. She didn't want to alarm her supporters or be perceived as fragile. Her strength, after all, has always been a core part of her public persona. She's the woman who keeps smiling through every storm, the one who brings hope into hopeless situations, and who always finds her way back to the stage with elegance. But even warriors reach a point of exhaustion. Even gospel royalty needs someone to lean on. In an interview just last year, Tamela briefly touched on her personal health struggles. She said, "Sometimes you give so much of yourself to others, you forget that you need to be poured into as well. My body, my mind, everything just needed a pause." Now, sources claim that pause is no longer optional, it's become absolutely necessary. David Mann, her husband of 36 years, has taken on the role of caretaker during this difficult time. But it's his recent moves that have stirred up major questions, and that brings us to a twist no one could have predicted. Because while Tamela was quietly undergoing treatment, David was reportedly spotted leaving a private wellness event, one hosted by none other than Dr. Jackie Walters. What happened next ignited a wave of online chatter. Just days after Tamela Mann is said to have entered a more aggressive treatment phase, David Mann was seen attending a highly exclusive wellness retreat in Atlanta. This event wasn't open to the general public. It wasn't advertised on social media. Yet now it sits at the center of a mounting controversy. And why? Because the host was Dr. Jackie Walters, the well-known OBGYN and TV personality from Married to Medicine, admired for her class, professionalism, and deep commitment to women's health. Dr. Jackie is no stranger to media attention, but this time, it wasn't her medical achievements making headlines, it was how unusually clothed to be. With David Mann, reports claim that David arrived alone at the venue, wearing dark sunglasses and doing his best to fly under the radar. But eagle-eyed attendees noticed him quickly. And by the close of the event, David and Dr. Jackie were reportedly seen leaving together through a discreet, private exit, just the two of them. That moment was captured in a blurry cell phone video that's now spreading across fan blogs, fueling theories and sparking one burning question: what exactly was David Mann doing at a women's health retreat without Tamela? One popular explanation is that he may have been seeking expert guidance or insight into Tamela's ongoing medical issues. After all, Dr. Jackie is highly regarded in the medical field. If Tamela's condition involves hormonal, cardiovascular, or female-specific health concerns, it could justify her husband having a private consultation with someone of Dr. Jackie's reputation. But then, there's a second theory, one far more controversial, that's now gaining serious traction in online spaces. Could there be more to the connection between David and Dr. Jackie than just medical guidance? Now, let's be very clear, there's no confirmed proof of anything romantic or inappropriate taking place between them. But the secrecy, the appearance, and the timing of their meeting have opened the floodgates of speculation. Fans have been quick to note that Dr. Jackie has worked with several celebrity couples in counseling roles, often helping high-profile relationships navigate serious challenges. Behind the scenes, so could David have been exploring marriage counseling without Tamela? Could it be that the couple's image as gospel's most unshakable pair is beginning to show signs of wear behind closed doors? One unnamed source close to the Mann family shared that David has been under tremendous stress caring for Tamela, and maintaining their public image. It's taken its toll. According to the source, the meeting with Dr. Jackie wasn't just about physical wellness. It was about getting clarity, finding support he reportedly feels is missing. And this is where things take a more unexpected turn. David hasn't publicly addressed the retreat or the growing questions, but just 48 hours after the event, his cryptic Instagram post stirred even more conversation. He shared a photo of a dimly lit room, a Bible resting on a table, and the caption, "Sometimes the storm isn't outside the house, it's in the mirror." The comments exploded. Some offered prayers and encouragement, while others demanded answers. But the top comment read, "Tamela is fighting for her life, and this is what you're doing." The backlash came fast. Still, many rushed to David's defense, saying it's unfair to judge without knowing the full story, especially since Tamela herself hasn't spoken on the matter. And that's another piece of the puzzle. Tamela has stayed completely silent. Her social media pages have remained inactive, her teen has declined media inquiries, and fans are left to wonder, does she even know what's going on? If she does, why remain silent? Whether David's visit with Dr. Jackie was harmless, deliberate, or something more complicated, one thing is beyond doubt: the Manns are standing at a pivotal crossroads. And with the gospel world watching closely, every step they take from this point forward will be scrutinized. For years, David and Tamela Mann have reigned as gospel royalty, a model of faith, family values, and lasting love. Together, they built an empire rooted in gospel music, ministry, and joyful laughter. From their breakout roles in Tyler Perry's plays and films to their own reality show, The Manns, their relationship was always portrayed as rock-solid. But now that picture is starting to shift. Let's rewind the clock to just a few months before Tamela's health issues quietly became known. Longtime followers started noticing something felt off between the two. Their interviews, once full of fun back and forth and chemistry, started to feel more rehearsed. On their joint podcast, Tamela began deferring more often to David's responses. And at several church appearances, David was seen speaking alone, while Tamela was either missing entirely or appeared visibly drained. Then came the first visible red flag during a church conference in Dallas earlier this year. David stepped up to deliver a keynote message on his own. Fans had expected to see the pair perform together, as they so often do, but Tamela was nowhere in sight. David gave no detailed explanations, simply saying, "Y'all keep my queen," and prayer, that brief moment sent shockwaves through the gospel community. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. Some began to speculate that Tamela's health might have declined far more than what had been shared publicly. Others suspected that emotional or even marital stress might also be at play. One source from a church that frequently hosts the Manns told us bluntly, "They're not the same anymore." "You can feel it," they added. "Their whole energy has shifted. Something heavy is clearly weighing on them." And then came another moment that stirred more concern. Tamela's recent solo post on social media. A selfie in a hospital gown was shared with the caption, "Learning to rest and trust at the same time. Keep me in your prayers." What caught fans off guard wasn't just the raw vulnerability, but the silence from David. He didn't repost the message, he didn't comment on it at all. And that silence said more than words ever could. Within hours, fans began flooding the comments asking, "Where is David? And why hasn't he shown support online like he always used to?" Others started digging through older interviews and clips, finding moments where Tamela hinted at being tired of carrying so much, speaking openly about how the constant need to be strong was beginning to wear her down. Were these the early warning signs of emotional distance? Did Tamela's health crisis, the pressure, fame, and hidden marital challenges all come crashing down at once? What's even more telling is how quiet the rest of the family has been. Their children, normally very active online and always vocal in support of their parents, have posted noticeably little about either of them in recent weeks, for a family that's always portrayed strong unity. That kind of silence speaks volumes, and we can't ignore the added weight they carry within the Black gospel and church communities. Couples like David and Tamela aren't just admired, they're held to incredibly high moral and spiritual standards. They don't just sing about faith and love, they're expected to live it daily, visibly. But what happens when real-life struggles start to collide with those expectations? Do they protect their brand and stay silent, or do they face the storm head-on? That could very well be the private battle they're confronting now, and all of this leads to the biggest question of all. Are David and Tamela Mann simply enduring a rough chapter, or are they quietly unraveling under the weight of health battles, emotional fatigue, and strained trust? To many fans, even the idea of David and Tamela struggling, let alone separating, feels almost unimaginable. Why? Because they become more than entertainers. In the eyes of the gospel community, they're symbols of hope, living proof that Black love, faith, and family can not only survive but flourish, even in the glaring spotlight of fame. But when a couple that deeply woven into ministry starts to experience a personal crisis so publicly, the consequences stretch far beyond social media buzz. We're talking about real potential impacts on their brand, their ministry, longtime partnerships, and even the spiritual encouragement their story has provided to so many fans who've emotionally connected to their journey. Let's take a moment to break all of this down. For years, the Manns have maintained a packed scheduled church tours, conferences, music festivals, faith-based leadership events, reality TV appearances, you name it. Their name has become synonymous with integrity, encouragement, and faith. Tamela's music has played at weddings, funerals, hospital bedsides, and church altars all around the globe. David, with his perfect blend of humor and insight, has brought joy and relatability to congregations of every generation. But scandals, whether proven or just assumed, can jeopardize everything they've built. If the ongoing rumors about David's meeting with Dr. Jackie, Tamela's declining health, and their prolonged silence continue without being addressed, major gospel platforms and sponsors might slowly begin to back away. There are already murmurs that some churches have delayed previously scheduled appearances, opting to give the couple time and space. Why? Because in today's social media-driven world, perception can be everything. Just a whisper of infidelity or inappropriate conduct, true or not, can trigger a major spiritual and reputational crisis. Churches are now extremely cautious about who they allow to stand behind their pulpits. TV networks are wary of backlash. And fans? They can turn overnight if they feel deceived. And that kind of shift isn't just bad for business. It's heartbreaking for the message the Manns have stood for all these years. One gospel radio host summed it up best: if David and Tamela fall, it could shake a whole generation's belief in Black love and ministry marriages. They were the gold standard, the model couple, supposed to be untouchable. But are they? It's crucial to remember, David and Tamela are still human. Behind the bright lights and camera-ready smiles, they deal with exhaustion, temptation, disappointment, and physical strain just like the rest of us. The difference? Their challenges unfold under the harsh glare of public scrutiny, with millions watching, waiting, and judging. And in a time when cancel culture moves faster than forgiveness ever can, the stakes are higher than ever. One more layer of this growing crisis is the man's own silence. In the past, when other gospel couples found themselves in controversy like Devin Franklin and Megan Good, or Israel Houghton and Adrienne Bailyn, they released statements, controlled the narrative, and prepared for public response. But the man's nothing, not even a brief joint message. And that silence has become its own headline. Could they be working through things privately? Maybe. Could they be waiting for the perfect moment to respond? Possibly. Or could the truth be more troubling than anyone realizes? That's the burning question now fanning the flames of online speculation. One thing's for sure, if David and Tamela don't take control of the narrative soon, others will continue spinning it for them.